Oh, this is fantastic. I love this. All right, so, okay, guys, I want to be more. The whole thing is I want to be more present in the community, and I want to show everything that I've learned and just like condense it for you guys because I learned a lot of really interesting things. You know, everybody, you're an inspiration to me. Okay, I hear y'all tell me how I'm an inspiration to you. I get it. But you guys are an inspiration to me. It's a symbiotic thing we got going on. I get motivated by you. I mean, we're helping. This is a community. And I see those guys out there in the community board when there's a new person out there looking for help. I love the guys in the community that pick up the pace and just they reach out to those newbies and they show them their experience. I mean, this is what it's about. I mean, just people sharing their experience to help the next man. I mean, this is fantastic. All right, so I got a topic, right? I got a couple topics, and I thought I'd do some fun stuff, right? I'll show you the gym, the whole thing. I think you guys already got the looks of what it is, but I'll take you for a little tour. Right? Hey, Ribeye Dad, I appreciate you just showing your support, man. If you got to bail, I want to do this like a lot. I want it to be a common thing that I just go live and we discuss stuff, just because I think that's how we can help each other the most. And all right, so wait, you know what? I'm just gonna get into some meat and potatoes really quick. Well, you know what? I'm gonna show everybody the gym first. That way, I can show you what has helped me the most. I can just let a couple people get up so we don't miss it because, you know, some of this stuff, you know, it's really helpful to me, and I just can't wait to share it with you. So, just meanwhile, I cleaned. Have community, everyone. This is fantastic. We're just winging it, right? So, this is the gym. This thing right here. My neighbor had found it. His boss was going to throw it away, right, in the scrap pile. And he said, hey, can he have that and bring it home to me? And he did. And I got this thing for free. I'm not sure what brand it is. I think it's a PowerTech. It's like one of the original ones. But I mean, I love free stuff. And that's like the coolest free thing I got. And I got this thing too. This is just some marketplace. You know what? No, this was a hand-me-down as well. It's just a real basic cable machine. It's fun to play on every once in a while. I do. You know, weights are fun. I get it. Every once in a while, I like to pick things up, but that's not what got me to where I'm at, right? So check this out. This is a squat rack I got off Marketplace. You know, when I got out of prison, I just said, you know what? I really want to get a Smith machine, and this was the closest thing that I could find to it because I just think the concept of it is good. But this one in particular, it's junk and I don't like it. But I do pull-ups off of it, and that serves my purpose. All right. Well, one more thing, guys. My skateboard collection. I know this is a weight channel, but this is sports too. I mean, fun. I absolutely love going out to the park and to get in between, you know, like the pull-ups and the dip stations. Those skateboards are really fun. Just getting out in the sun, getting fresh air. It's fantastic. And I guess I'm an adrenaline junkie, so it goes hand in hand for me. So I want to talk about supplements, and I've updated my supplements since the last time that we talked. The only thing I added to it was boron capsules, and You don't take much of them. I'm just pressing them myself, and boron's, I can't talk about how good it is, but that's what I'm taking. So look it up for yourself what boron is good for. All right, along with alpha lymphnotic acid. Very good for you. I can't talk about the benefits, but I'm trying to hip you guys to what I take. D3 and K2. I've just started putting this into my diet, and I just hear a lot of good stuff about D3 plus K2. So I'm starting to take that as well now, guys. What is wrong with the ayahuasca, my man? I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I take a multivitamin though, and I take ginger capsules. Ginger capsules mixed with my turmeric. These things, this thing, if I don't take these two, the ginger and the turmeric, my body is just crying, okay? And okay, also the baking soda, guys. You don't need a lot of it. Just a very little bit will be enough for like a pre-workout as well. But the number one thing, guys, the number one thing in my arsenal, castor oil. Castor oil, okay? Rub it on your joints. Rub it anywhere you've sore from working out, right? This stuff is fantastic. I'm telling you. Incorporate it in your life, and it will increase the overall. You know, you're not gonna. I can't say too much about this stuff, but this stuff is it. Okay. So really quick, one more time: alpha lymphnotic acid, baking soda, castor oil, boron, turmeric, and ginger. This is it. I swear, it'll change your life. Now, you guys are giving me money? Hey, thank you. Thank you, Lady Bird. I appreciate you. You guys don't know how much I appreciate you guys. I mean, honestly. Now compressions. If you don't know about compression, guys, you do. Okay, so compressions are fantastic. Incorporate them in your life. Leg sleeves, arm sleeves, and I wanted to show you what we did in prison. When we didn't have a compression, you just take a sock, a tube sock, and you just cut the end off the tube sock, and you slather the castor oil on it, and you make a pack with the castor oil and the tube sock, and you put it on, and you sleep in that overnight. The castor oil is so tacky, but it absorbs right into your skin, and it's like the Tin Man. It just loosens everything up. Okay, I saw a comment about what do I think about creatine. Honestly, I tried it when I was younger. I probably took more than I needed, and it caused me to throw up over and over again. And that was my experience, so I just called it quits after that. All right, yeah. Paul asks, any chance of a program coming soon? Absolutely, guys. I am so focused on this. Like, this is all I think about. I'm thinking back to the days that I started. Okay, so I need a beginner, a intermediate, and an advanced program, because it's going to be so much for you guys. Thank you, Luke. I mean, honestly, thank you. Thank you. You guys, This is the first time I'm going live, so we're just winging it here, right? I'm just trying to get this information out to you guys as much as we can. All right. Yes, there is so much minerals, right? So, I mean, that's why I drink I eat a lot of eggs. I eat a dozen eggs a day, right? Now, in my mind, everything inside that egg is created to create a life, create a chicken, right? And thank you, John Stone. Man, you guys are just fantastic. The eggs is the bulk of my diet, and I've been eating them for years, just a dozen a day. And anyways, honestly, guys, I see things on the screen popping up, and Lady Bird, thank you. Everybody's giving me donations. You know, this is a humbling experience here. I don't know what to say. John Stone's giving me $5. You guys are just amazing in your support. It's not about the money though. It's about getting the message out to the people. I appreciate your help, and you guys are great. I've been thinking about how we're going to listen to music and work out at the same time, right? So I figured we can do that through the lives, because everybody's asking me for playlists, and you know, the music that I listen to is just like, I'm trying to stay as positive as possible because I'm so sensitive to outside influences. Like if I change something with my diet, I recognize it immediately. Like, just for example, the milk conversation we had, everybody was telling me about this, that everybody's drinking milk. So it got me thinking again. So for me personally, it made me bloated, and I had this overall puffy look to myself. And I'm sorry. But everybody was saying that they drank milk and it made them, that is part of their bulking process. So I gave it a chance, and I drank, like I did a dirty bulk kind of, you know, I drank milk and I ate cereal, because cereal, in my mind, when I was thinking back to when I was in prison, when I ate cereal, and guys that I trained that ate cereal, they all weighed a lot more. So I gave it a shot. I only drank like a gallon and a half of milk, and I ate like 2 boxes of cereal. But man, I mean, it's not the same. I definitely have like this little pouch. It's noticeable for me, but I haven't tried the unpasteurized milk yet. I think that's interesting too. Oh, man, I'm trying, guys. There's something on my screen and I can't see past it. So I know there's a lot of guys commenting, and what do I do? So guys, I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah. So, all right. So let's I wanted to show you guys a couple other things on because a lot of guys are working themselves to physical exhaustion, and what's on your screen? Yeah, it's a pop-up, and I'm trying to. I could just see like just this much underneath the pop-up, and then then the next comment comes. We need a prison workout. Yeah, old school. So let's just talk about my plans here. I'm planning to show you exactly how I develop my body. I have to do it in a beginner phase from day one. When I didn't have any muscles, to once I got into enough strength where I can develop a routine for myself and jump into other guys that were working out, And so it's going to be a beginner and intermediate, and then we're going to get really into the pro stuff. And that's just, I don't want to really get too much into that because not everybody can do that kind of stuff, but there is some really interesting things, like concepts wise. Now I have to say that my workout motivation is an interesting subject as well. Because it developed under the highest stress environment, and I cracked. Right, there was a cracking point where something switched with my thinking, and the only thing that I could focus on to stay surviving in this situation I was in was physical fitness and self. Just I timed everything with a timer. I've done some crazy feats that I hurt myself at, right? I mean, like, I'm physically fried from prison. That's why I look over my shoulder all the time. It's a PTS thing of situational awareness. It's just a fun take home from prison. But so my motivation for working out is to stay alive, to stay sane, because it's a sucker attack, right? I know this is getting boring, guys, all right? The sucker attack. This is a phrase we prison guys said to each other, because prison is an environment of depression and craziness and just hell. And you see, when your buddies are really depressed, you could see that. And you're just like, hey man, you're having a sucker attack. Get off that bunk. Come on, let's go outside. We're gonna go work out. We haven't seen you in a couple of days. Let's go work out. But that's a sucker attack, right? And it's also you don't keep suckers in your life. Like, there's a lot of people trying to sell you stuff, and you're just like, man, I'm sucker free. You know what I mean? And get out of here, and get out of here with that. This is a sucker free zone. You take that somewhere else. You ain't fooling nobody. So it's a mentality, and it helps me a lot, because you on steroids, 24 SGG guy? No, I'm not. I developed this body in prison. All right. And there's a lot of other guys that have done this too. And I've been showing guys on this channel, and there's been a lot of guys getting great results from this method. You don't need drugs. Okay. All right. I'm getting poisoned by the food I eat, in the drive-through. I don't need to put anything else extra in my body. Okay. So, another topic. Everybody just because I'm white with tattoos doesn't mean I'm a skinhead, and I'm not racist. Okay. That's just the stuff that CNN is trying to preach on you. Okay, you're a white guy with tattoos, so you must be racist. Okay. That's not me. That wasn't my experience in prison. Every morning, I meditated on the yard for an hour, and then I worked out with everybody. Okay. And that pissed off some people, because I would work out with Muslims, and I'd work out with black guys, and I'd work out with white guys. I worked out with Hispanics. I worked out with everybody, because fitness is a common goal, right? It's something that we share between each other. It's a brotherhood. And I'm not saying Aryan brother. It's a brotherhood of men. Okay. We have this common thing with us. Okay. Hey, why did I go to prison, right? Okay. Good question, right? Oof, man, it's just like, first I got in trouble for marijuana. I was young and dumb, and I thought that, oh, this is great. I'll just make some money selling marijuana. And well, it didn't work out. And I went to jail, right? And geez. So I went to prison. That's when I first got my taste of working out. And the main what the main basic push-up routine is for any very professional prisoner, it's like 50 push-ups a set times 20 sets. That's 1,000 push-ups, and it could be done within 20 minutes flat, right? That being said, at my crazy zoned in mentality, I'm like, okay, well, I can do it for 20 minutes flat. Let's see how many I can do in an hour. And I force myself to do 3,000 in an hour flat. And I felt like something pop in my brain. It must have been an aneurysm or something. Anyways, it was just like, I couldn't cough. I couldn't use the bathroom for like 2 months after that. It was crazy. But see, I pushed myself beyond my physical limits. And then I did it again. After I healed up from that, I'm like, well, I did it with the half reps. I wonder if I could do it with the full range of motion. And then I did it again, and it was, again, I blew something up in my brain, and I was in pain, and I couldn't do anything for months. And it was just like, it was just crazy. Anyways, yeah. Prison is hell, right? They don't feed you, and it's violence all night. It's just like a chaos situation. So you don't sleep, you don't eat, and then yet with this push-up method, this half rep method, I'm still able to make gains. But I was super highly motivated in my routine, right? And how many Navy SEALs do I do? I do them all. I mean, I don't have a stop. That's the thing. There's something going on up here. It's really hard for me to stop, before my body breaks. And I've done that to myself many times. And it's, something happened to me in prison where I'm fried like that. I don't mean to go off like this, but I mean, so I did the first time in prison for marijuana, and I got out of prison, right? So, and then I got out of prison, and I was out on the street for a year, and then I went right back to prison because a friend of mine got in trouble on the street for something or other, and he, instead of just doing his own time, he said that, hey, well, I'm just going to work with the cops and get everybody in trouble and work my way out of, the trouble I made myself in. So he set me up. My father had just died, and he comes over. He's like, hey, my new boss, he's this union guy, and he just moved up here, and all these guys are breaking into his truck. I mean, you got a gun for him? I'm like, dude, my dad just died. I don't want to even deal with this. And he just kept pressuring me. And I'm like, all right, fine. Here's a gun. And then they arrested me. His supposed boss was just a cop, just to create situations to arrest people, and just conviction after conviction. I wasn't out there selling guns. That wasn't my thing. It's just, I should have been a man and said no and just kept it at that. But that was the decision I made, and the judge gave me 9 years for that. And I fought my case through appeals and stuff like that, where things changed within the legal system, where I only ended up doing 5 on that one. And then, the other one was 18 months. So, I mean, just the prison time alone. I mean, it's not the most amount of prison time anybody did, but it was still hell. I mean, my first day in prison, right? I want to just tell you really quick how insane prison is, right? My first day in prison. Okay, so Transit is diesel therapy, right? You're on a unmarked bus, a Greyhound bus, but its windows are blacked out. People across the country on these buses. Same thing, they have airplanes like that, unmarked airplanes at these airports that have prisons underneath them, like 10 floors down. Like when we were in Buffalo, I think that's where it was. We went 10 floors down underneath the airport. And man, my first night when I finally got to where I was going, this the CEO, right? He liked to do this for all the new guys. He would say, "Okay, go in that room, get your mat." Well, I did. You know, I'm just listening to orders. I go in there, and there's all these mats on the floor, and there's human feces coming up through the drain on this floor. All these mats are covered in this human feces. Man, but that's the reality of it. All right, guys, rest days. I don't take rest days. Back on topic. I'm sorry, guys. No, I'm not from California. I'm from Ohio. Rest days, I work out every day. I do 2 sets of the knee lifts every day, coupled by it's either 2 to 3 sets of the knee lifts. And I'm sure you saw that before. You know, it's just where I hang on a bar. Now I'll do that for 30 to 45 seconds every day. And that's really what's, you know, shredding up this, my whole core. And I do that every day, along with 2 to 3 sets of burpees. And that's my everyday on top of my either push day, you know, push-ups and dips, or a pulling day, or a leg day, and then it'll be repeats. But no matter what, I'm still doing those knee lifts, and I'm doing the burpees. Just 2 quick sets, 2 to 3 quick sets. And I'm sorry, guys. I got this, you know, this pop-up on my screen, and I can barely see you guys. What I eat. Oh, wait, we'll talk about the prison, and then we'll talk about the eat. So how long were my workouts in prison? Okay, so consistency. Consistency with the workout is key. It's got to be done at the same time every day, no matter what. You have to make it a routine. It has to be a daily routine, whether you like it or not. That's where the self-dedication comes in, right? It's where you're really focusing on and fine-tuning who you really are. Okay, so sticking to a routine, making sure that routine is doable throughout the week, right? Because you can't totally just like burn yourself out on the first 3 days, and then the rest of the week you're just like you can't even do anything. That's why a split is good. You know, push days, you know, pull days, and pulling days. And now okay, so I did that. Now, I'm sorry, I get sidetracked in trying to read these comments. But push pull legs, right? All right, so consistency. Yeah, consistency was the key. So consistency is the key, and it's the consistency with eating too. And a new thought with me as well is consistency of drinking water. Drinking water consistently throughout the day. I think a lot of us are more dehydrated than we realize, you know? And so I have worked out to complete exhaustion where my body shut down on me. Now that's the only time I really attempt to take a rest on purpose. And that's just because I just work myself past, what I know is good for me. And I see when I actually take a true rest day, uh, that's when I get my most growth. I really do. But I do also see considerable growth just working out every day. It's a very interesting thing. It can go both ways. Uh, let's see. Okay, so yeah, it's consistency with food, water, and your workout. It all has to be done at the same time every day. That's fantastic. You guys are humbling me. You know that, right? Now the way I used to. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you. Now I want to talk about um, goals, right? And really manifesting your goals, right? Because you have to be positive with your attitude in your goals. Like when you work out, like that's a lot of times I don't use counting sets and reps. That's why I go with a kitchen timer. It's because uh, if I'm not aiming for a certain rep or set, I'm not going to get discouraged as long as I'm giving it my all. Like if I have a certain number I'm trying to reach and I don't reach it, I could be discouraging on myself and I could be negative. And you know, that's why the music I'm listening to is so positive. It's just like because when I was younger and I listened to negative stuff, I would just like go with it, and I just like I'd just be a jerk. Um, but I'm just sensitive to that kind of stuff. All right, let's see. Chin ups and pull up ones. Oh yeah. Well, I absolutely love the so what I think a lot with the losing weight in prison, right, and getting in shape. I don't think a lot of people mention that there's a lot of walking involved. People just get on the track and walk around in circles all day. Now, uh, now, now on the track, there's usually a pull-up bar and a dip bar, and oh, and what's nice about that is, you know, you get to one point and you do it, and then you continue and you go to another point and you do it. And that was a big routine for me when I was locked up in my prison cell for 23 hours a day at certain places. Now I would just go from one end of the cell. I would do body squats, like shh, shh, shh. Then I go to the other end of the cell and do my burpees, and then I just do lunges all the way back to the other way. And it was just like back and forth. And then that's what gave me my idea to do the pull-ups off the door frame, right? Because if I made I cannot walk into this room without doing one pull-up, it's part of just my daily routine. So every time I got to it got pretty intense pretty quick, where I started to think, do I have everything I absolutely need before leaving this room? Because it just gets really intense. Yeah. Well, uh, yeah. All right. Well, I mean, all this talk about prison, right? It's kind of like it brings me back. Hey, Olympic Steel, good to see you. Alex, good to see you. Hey, yeah, incorporating these okay, every time I get to my kitchen or whatever, even when reading a book, I did this one a lot. I would get into reading, and something I'd be really inspired about, like I got to know what's on the next page. Well, I would say, okay, well, I can't do this unless I drop down and do 50 right now. Boom. And then I'd read this and I get excited and I'm like, oh, I'm holding myself to that. I got to drop down and do 50. And then I'd read some more. It's just these little things that I would incorporate, just to pass my time and stay focused. And because there was a time when I got to reading so much, I felt like, man, ooh, maybe I'm reading too much. I'm not doing anything. And hi, Sandy. Hi, everybody. Stephanie, just everybody. You guys are great. Thanks for showing up. We'll get better at this. I think it would be fun to do like workouts to this live stuff. I got my radio all set up too. Maybe I'll just I'll play it for some inspiration, and we'll talk about some stuff. What are your thoughts on plant medicine? Oh, Anthony, yeah, that's the thing, right? That's my go-to. And my friend who's in prison at the moment, he's a lifer, and hopefully he'd be able to get out one day. But right now, he's very focused on plant medicine. He can go out in the yard and look and see what's growing and know what it's good for you. Like he'll make teas and he'll like eat flowers, and he's just he's making the best of his situation, and he has nothing. And but he knows that knowledge that we all used to know. It used to be common knowledge, hey, what's growing in my yard, and but man, right. Yeah. Well, yeah, herbal medicine is really good. I mean, that's why I take the turmeric and the ginger. It I notice I don't notice an effect when I just take it. I don't notice that effect at all. I notice when I forget to take it, and then my body's like, oh man, what's missing? What's going on? And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot my turmeric. You know. Man, oh, so did I work out when I was an addict? You know, I was a heroin addict, right? And so we'll reverse all this, right? So my life started off my journey with I was a young man, and I had a backpack leaf blower on, and a car came around the corner, and it hit me, and it knocked that backpack leaf blower off, and it gave me a slip disc in my back at LS51, right? And yeah, so the doctors put me on methadone for that. As a young man, they got me addicted to opiates right off the bat, and that was it. That was my life. I mean, methadone was a hard thing to do, and so this is the thing. The doctor was giving it to people and making them pay a copay, right? I was just a young man looking for help. I wasn't out to get high. I just got hit by a car, okay? And I'm trusting this guy. I'm trusting him to take care of me, and he prescribes me methadone. He's like, I promise I will take care of your pain, and he gave me methadone. And that is so addicting. And I eventually went in to take a piss test and they found marijuana in my system. I was still a young man, and he cut me off cold turkey from methadone, and it made me withdraw of a 6-month opiate withdrawal where I couldn't eat. I couldn't take any water in. There was times I had to get rushed to the emergency room because I couldn't drink water from the withdrawal, and I had to get IVs to just replenish my body of the water because the withdrawal was so crazy. And hey, that pop-up finally went away. I can see all you guys. Hi. Sorry, my screen was covered, but Good to see you all again. So yeah, we'll talk about my tattoos here in a minute, Samuel. I just want to finish the how I became an addict. So yeah, the doctors. I mean, that's pretty much it. The doctors got me hooked, and it turned out to be a thing where he was prescribing everybody this stuff, and he wasn't putting it on the books, but and he was just making all this crazy money. I don't know. It was, but eventually I got hooked on heroin, because I did have that back injury, and there's mom again. Hello. All right, so where are we talking about? Tattoos. Yeah, tattoos all have a meaning, right? So talking about how I went to jail, right? My big marijuana leaf on my chest. I thought that, hey, thanks, Chris. I appreciate you, man. All you guys. Oh my goodness. All right, so my tattoo, the marijuana tattoo on my chest, that's when I was a young man. And I thought, oh, I know what I'm going to do for a living, because I was a young man. I'm like, well, always searching for what am I going to do for a living, And I discovered marijuana, and I thought that's was going to be my, oh, I'm just going to sell pot for a living. And I got that tattoo. But this was my first tattoo, the sun. It was originally only this big. And it was just like, I was into Godsmack, that band, right? They had something similar to it, and I thought it was cool. And eventually I just made it bigger. Oh yeah, I mean, the medical industry, geez. Anyways, and then I had a bunkie. A bunkie did this one on my stomach, and it was a cool experience, right? So we had to find a guitar string, and then we had to find a guy who had a fan and a little piece of sandpaper to make like a sander, and he filed the guitar string on the sander to make a point for the tattoo needle. And then all of a sudden we had to get ink, right? So where do you get ink? Well, we got some yeah, we're talking about tattoos. I might as well take my shirt off though. But yeah, so the ink is made from Vaseline. You make a candle, and then you put like a cup over it, and it collects the soot inside there. And then you mix that with a little bit of water, and there's your tattoo ink. And that's what that is. That's all tattoo ink. And that was done over 10 years ago. And it's still there, right? Unity, I got that on my shoulder because, I think unity is a good thing. It's like, it means more to me than you guys realize. It's like, we have to just be united. Like, I'm covered in tattoos. I look like a hateful guy, but I'm really, really down to earth. And, I got this, this was actually, this was my second tattoo. I had a guy do this for me. Let's see what else. Oh, and then I got for this I was born, right? And I got that in my last joint. And it means to me to be in the moment, like for this I was born. Whatever moment I'm in, I want to be fully engulfed in that moment. You get it? Yeah. So that's what's up. Let's see, any more tattoos we could talk about? Oh, yeah. Well, I got too strange to live and then too rare to die. I had got it spelled wrong on my arm, so I was kind of like in this two was supposed to have two O's, and it just has the one. And we bought some tattoo equipment, and I'm like, oh, let's just practice, and we're starting to just go like this, because I saw some stuff where guys are just going black tattoos, and then they take white, and then they can put a new design on top of it. you know, and then it looks, it's just like, because I'm running out of skin, I can go over it all again if I just do a black and then white. Interesting. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I mean, when I was a young man, I did a lot of drugs, like a lot. I spent a lot of time on acid and mushrooms, but I mean, I think a lot of young people do, and you know, growing up, maybe they don't. I don't know, but that was my experience. Hey, Barbara, greetings from Arizona. Thank you so much for support the channel. All you guys are just amazing. You know, we're winging this thing. It's nice to, you know, talk to you guys. All right, well, hey, let's see what else. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I was young and out of control, and just, you know, every day it was just, boy. Okay, so the the junkie mentality. When I was a heroin addict, as a junkie mentality, I got money no matter what for my dope addiction, right? So, like, the work ethic that I had for picking metal cans out of the trash to scrap them every day just to get a fix. I'm telling you, the work ethic of a junkie is the hardest working individual you'll ever come across for that goal. I swear. And, you know, my brain's wired that way. And I switched it a little bit during my prison time when I kind of had that. But working out keeps me focused, right? That's what I have to keep me sane. That's my thread of reality I hold on to. You know, because like when I feel depressed and I'm having a sucker attack, nothing fixes it quicker than dropping down and doing a set of push-ups or burpees or anything. It clears my mind immediately. Then I can be like, oh, all right, I can go out and enjoy the day and think about what's really affecting me. You know, a lot of guys, 0 to 100. 0 to 100, there's no stop, you know, and that bad decision is made right then and there. You know what I mean? Um, hey, thank you, Eddie. I appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys. You guys are great. But it's taking the time to identify the frustrations that you're actually you're going through something, and then you just say, okay, I'm going through something. I need to, you know, just do some push-ups, go for a walk. I got to do something to clear my head. I mean, it's identifying that you're going through something. That's the key point. And then it's because like if you're just going through something and then you're compounding that with negative music, you're just gonna go for a ride, man. I'm telling you. That's why, I mean, if I was listening to some Rage Against the Machine or something like that, I can get really angry and negative. You know what I mean? And I could be a jerk to people too. And I have been a jerk to many, and it's because I let my ego run wild. I was young and and drug fueled, intense, and what's that? Anyways, oh, let's see, something's going on here. The mic. Let's see, is that working? Okay, that looks like it's working. All right, yeah. All right, yeah. So, but music is a tool 100%. Okay. So, like now with my skateboarding, right? this is really interesting. Now, depending on what I listen to, the patterns of my skating changes. So if I listen to Mozart, it's one thing. If I listen to punk rock, it's another thing, you know. But I notice the change in the patterns as I listen to different music along my skateboarding. It's really interesting. I'm not worried about relapsing, man. I, man, I'm sucker free, right? I done that. I did that, and now I have a kid, so I have to live longer for her. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, my goodness. Hey, how do you get a girlfriend? All right. Well, um, that was a question really quick. Well, the best way that you can, in my opinion, is to work on yourself, you know, because misery loves company. And if you're a miserable person and there's another miserable person, they usually just link up because they're miserable. Um, but if you're doing good all on your own, uh, people see that and they will recognize your efforts. And that's my opinion on that. Hey, deadlifter, 2 years sober. Hey, man, congratulations, man. Drugs are a hell of a thing, right? But hey, I mean, listen, I've done a lot of drugs, and that was just me growing up. Um, and my whole adult life has been addicted to freaking opiates, and it's just hell. And when I quit drinking alcohol, I lost 55 pounds, and I stopped drinking last December. You know, that's a big difference. I was like 225. Now I'm 175 from just cutting alcohol out of my diet. And a couple things. Sorry, somebody's trying to call me. All right, a couple things. Hey, my daddy's back. What's your first tattoo? Oh, Ribeye Dad. This was my first tattoo. It was like a Godsmack thing almost. You know, I was into that music when I growing up. Oh man. Jeez. Okay, so I just lost my train of thought reading these comments. Where was I? Can any of you help me out? I don't know. Yeah. My goodness. All right, guys, let's see. Oh, yeah, music, right? Yeah. So, okay. So, music is a great motivator. It is a tool 100% because I know in my own experience is where I am. Oh, we're talking about losing weight. You're right. Okay. So, I lost 55 pounds. Let's just talk about my diet really quick when I did quit alcohol. All right. So, it's pretty much the same, right? I I ate eggs. No matter what. So when I first quit drinking the alcohol and I was working, I'd make my eggs in the morning, but a lot of times I'd only eat 3 of them, and then I'd go throughout the whole workday not eating anything until dinner, and I noticed that on a consistent basis, I lost weight from doing that, and um, I didn't. So that's when I was losing weight. Now today I'm eating a dozen eggs again, and I got the peanut butter and the eggs and the nuts. Okay, yeah, I cut out alcohol and I lost 55 pounds. Um, I mean, it's amazing that just one thing uh, in my diet did that. But I mean, I was the alcoholic. I would struggle. I'd look at the clock and I'm like, it's all right. It's noon. Okay, I could have one now. I could start drinking. It's noon. And then a real good tip for me, right? So when I did that, I first started only drinking from noon on, and then I said, okay, let's just limit the alcohol. Okay, I'm only allowed to have 3 or 4 beers from noon on, and then I limited less. I switched to like piss water beer, and then eventually I just like I sw- I got rid of it all the way. I just decreased my amount every day with rules. And so I decreased my alcohol with rules. But what I found really quick before I get on to these other questions really quick was really helpful in my quitting was drinking soda water. Okay. So I felt like it was good to hold something, to hold a cup and to crack it and hear that, that was good for me. And then the little sipping on it, that was just like I was going through it. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Hey Tom, how are you? Let's see. How much steak do I eat? I mean, I don't buy it on the regular, but I'll eat steak. I like it. Um, we've done some talking now. I pretty much got the introduction of what's going on, right? Okay, so what else do I got for you guys? Uh, we're gonna listen to some music, and I'm just gonna work out, and we're gonna answer questions as I work out. Yeah, I did. Let's see, backflip. No, I didn't. I can't do a backflip. I thought that was the most amazing thing. That's something I aspire to do is a backflip. Um, uh, Body weight exercises for legs. Now, my leg routine in prison was crazy. Now, it started off with 1,000 body weight squats, right? And all right, so 1,000 of these squats, 100 a set, 10 sets is done in 15 minutes. It's such a great exercise. Okay, you just coming back, you're applying your rotational torque, and you come to this bottom motion, and you're just rocking it. And you feel all the tension right here, and your legs really do get really shredded really quick. The actual hardest leg workout that I've done for legs is the duck walk. It's walking the duck walk. It's like a kneeling walk. I'm in the squat position at the bottom end, and I'm just like barely walking. I'll just do a little demonstration if you could see it. So this is the duck walk. You're just down here, and you're going like this. You're just walking like this around the track, and it is the most painful thing, in my opinion. That coupled with lunges, that's it. I didn't have to do any more than that, and I was shot for a whole week. Jump frogs. No, we didn't do jump frogs. Rabbit hops are good too. Heck yeah, bear crawls, right? Bear crawls and wheelbarrows, right? Where one guy will grab your legs and just walk you like a wheelbarrow. That's ridiculous. Fantastic. Yeah, right. And let's see, oil up. All right, what is your favorite exercise, bro? Well, thanks, BM. My favorite exercise. My favorite exercise right now is the ballistic style burpees because I'm just having so much fun when I do it. You know, but when I was in prison, my favorite was the pull-up. The pull-up was my favorite, and I just my back just got huge. I mean, wide, anyways, from it, and it was all done with little reps, and these little reps, boom. So in prison, we were always keeping our eye open for a little piece of rubber, right? Whether it was a basketball was just, or something that we can, cut up and make little grips. Uh, but this is my go-to. It's a flossing rubber band, and the way it is, it just helps you when you don't have enough strength. A lot of people starting off don't have enough strength to stay up on the bar for periods of time. And this really, you put this on the bar and you just stick up there like glue. And so I would incorporate stuff like this to achieve an even wider grip on the pull-up bar. So I can go crazy wide with these grips. And the wider you go, it reduces the range of motion. So I can only do the half reps on that. You know what I mean? No, I'm not in recovery, but thank you. I mean, I had my time, but I'm over that now. Okay. Now respect. I don't use gloves. I know a lot of guys do like using gloves. That's a big thing, and it's usually those garden gloves, with a little bit of rubber on the bottom. That's what I see guys wearing. But for me personally, it makes my hands sweat. I don't like that. Yeah, yes, sir. I built my chest from push-ups. Now it's a heck of a thing, right? It's a half rep push-up. If you're just new to this, we're just keeping the tension on one muscle group at a time before passing the job on to the next. That's where all the magic happens. Dips, push-ups, supersets. I mean, the basics, guys. It's pull-ups, dips, push-ups, body squats. That's what led to this, right? But I did it all with the half rep range of motion. When I was going through the full range of motion, when I first started, I wasn't making the gains. I was making gains, but not like everybody else that was utilizing this half rep. I tried it. It was fantastic. How many years have I been working out? Well, let's see. I didn't really start working out until prison. Like I'd go through motions before then every once in a while, but I can't even consider that working out. Not after what I've been through. How did I start with pull-ups? Pull-ups starting off, I did an inverted row. Okay. I found a bar down low that I can do an inverted row with. Let's do some. That'd be fun, right? Let's do some inverted rows. All right. Maybe a little bit lower. All right. That's about railing height. Let's see, that's on. Okay. Let's get this thing set up over here. So this is how I started pull-ups, because I couldn't do them. All right. Jacked William Dafoe coming at you. Reaper Alpha, shout outs. All you guys. All right, so this is how I started. Since I'm down here, guys, let's get some music going on. We're going to work out, right? Boomer Tuber. What's up, man? All All right, yeah, half reps are where it's at, man. They really provide quick development and strength. I swear. It's the truth. Let's see, where are we? Get some music. All right. So these are the half reps on the partial that I started to learn my pull-ups. And it's all done with the half rep. So I'm trying to keep my chest. I think I gotta get a little bit further. You guys don't need to see my crotch, that's for sure. So I'm just trying to stay up as much as I can, right? And this will work really good for forearm development as well, and biceps, just depending on which way you put your hand positioning. And I like to switch my hands because I'll notice that I usually have one that tries to overcompensate strength-wise for the other. So by switching the hands, I get around that, you know what I mean? So that's how I develop my my pull-ups. Some of these comments are crazy. Let's see, what else can I share with you guys? All right, well, we can continue. We can do some more, do some walker dips or something, right? Love walker dips. Sorry. Trying to show you guys what a crazy setup I got with the cell phone stuck to the stick. I'm 42, 175 pounds at the moment. And we're gonna do some walker dips. Now, if you're gonna be doing this at home, tighten up that bolt so this doesn't kick out underneath, you know? And when I like to do these, right, I really like to hang my full body weight off of the stretched pectoral, and I'll feel it in my shoulders as well, all right? I am 5'10". Oh, the mic. 5'10", I'm 5'10". All right, let's see, hold on, I gotta, all right, here we go. Walker dips. Whew, this is the second time today I did this, so we're gonna keep on going though. I gotta figure out a way to hang this off me. Yeah, it's pretty good for body weight, right? I think with body weight, I could feel the area I'm trying to affect a lot easier. But I don't know, that's just me. I don't really mess with weights. I should though. Let's see. See how I'm stretched over here? Check this out. Just hanging my whole body weight off that. Love it. Easy boost. How many sets a week is good for muscle growth? So failure, you know what? I notice considerable growth and a steady pace every day, and I worked out every day. But I did different muscle groups eventually. Okay, why not go slower? Junior Andrew asks. So, I'm trying to create a pump that has nowhere to go, right? And yes, I get it that slow on the eccentric is good, and I love that. I just think it's a different workout. Oh, a must-read book. Okay, yeah. All right. So my book recommendation is going to go along with a story of how I got injured in prison and I wound up on crutches for over a year. And then I had to rehabilitate myself and teach myself how to walk again. And I did that with a really nice book. It was I think it's Becoming a Supple Leopard. Yeah, that's what it is. Becoming a Supple Leopard. That book taught me a couple tricks that I utilized to learn how to walk again. You know, I read like every bodybuilding book that I can get my hands on during my time in prison. And then when I finally came across this one book, you know, I just felt like, man, it would have saved me a lot of time if I read that first. But it really it's like for CrossFit. The guy does a lot of CrossFit, like rehabilitation kind of stuff, like how to take care of yourself and how to perform the movements correctly. And he talks a lot about this smash and floss. What up, Moss? All right, so the smash and floss, right? This is what I use to walk again. Because, okay, so the story goes, I got to stop this music so I can tell the story properly. All right, so each prison is different. I've been to like 5 of them. And some of them have weights, some don't. But the ones that do, well, you can't count on the weight room being open because they use it as mass punishment just to keep everybody in line. Okay, we're closing down the weight system, you know, guys freak out. So you can't rely on that. The bulk of your workout has to be calisthenics. But this is a time when my ego was running the show, right? So I get on this, like, it's a squat machine, like assisted squat machine. And for some reason, I think it's a great idea to do calf raises on it with a ton of weight. And all of a sudden I hear this like fistful of rubber bands ripping. That's what it sounded like in the back of my knee. And then I couldn't walk for like over a year. And it's not like you're going to get good rehabilitation or anything. They just give you some aspirin and a couple of crutches, right? So, yeah. So this book, you know, I was looking for help on how to repair my body so I can walk again. And the biggest part about it was I didn't stretch. I didn't have any rehab. So I created all the scar tissue from my injury by babying it. And then I was walking like a cripple trying to compensate for the pain. So I was creating other pressure points in my body by walking and babying the injury. And I was on crutches and it was just a mess. And then so it was all scar tissue in the back of my leg. What I did to break that up is I used a flossing band, which the method I learned in this guy's book, Becoming a Supple Leopard. And this is the one trick that's really, this is what helped me walk. Okay, so the goal here is, I'm just gonna come over here so I'm closer to the mic. The goal here with this, all right, is to take a flossing rubber band. Let's just say this is my injured area, supposedly, right? So I have a lot of pain here, okay? So what I do with this, the muscle is dreadlocked. It gets dreadlocked over time and scar tissued up from injury after injury. So how do we break up that dreadlock and promote blood flow to that area? Well, we do the floss and smash. We compress the muscle, right? Starting away from the heart. And we wrap it towards the heart. And then we cover the painful or the damaged area completely. And we even may do a double wrap. So we'll wrap it back and then we'll redo it. All right. So we're wrapped up now. What do we do now? This is the fun part. Now the muscle fiber is compressed, right? The scar tissue, all that's compressed, the dreadlocked muscle. So now we can go through stretches. Just go through motions, right? You know, I can even pick up some weights and curl it. But what I'm doing is I'm flossing. I'm flossing all the tendons. It's all flossing through this muscle fiber. All this scarred up muscle tissue is all flossing now. And it's shaving that scar tissue, and it's promoting new blood flow to that area. And it can be intensified as well. You can use a rolling pin, anything. You know, you can use this bar. Now I can use this bar and I can further smash the area, right? And this works really good if you have somebody to help you assist with the smashing efforts. But you always want to smash towards your heart, not away from it. And this is what I did so I could learn how to walk again. Because my whole leg was all scar tissue. It was a heck of a thing. And then after I would do, like, I'd be in so much pain until I did that. And I would do like 3 sets of these. And that was all I needed. And it took away so much pain, and it broke up that scar tissue. And then the next part of my rehab, I told myself I have to pretend to walk like I don't have an injury. So I had to fake it till I make it. I had to walk with posture like I used to until it became a habit, a new habit of walking again. And that's how I taught myself how to walk from that. Yeah, right. So let's see. How do you get rid of pain from surgery? Ooh, I don't know. I've never had a surgery. I mean, I had hemorrhoid surgery, but don't get hemorrhoid surgery in prison because they don't give you any pain pills. They kept disappearing wherever they went. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Hi, what do you eat a day? I eat 12 eggs every day. You steam for pain? You know what? What about ice bath therapy? Any of you guys do that? I find that very interesting. I would love to get myself a deep freezer and make like a ice bath. I think that would be fantastic. I'm keeping my eyes open for that. Hey, thank you. Thank you, G. Appreciate your support for the channel. You guys have no idea. You guys are awesome. Let's see. I gotta figure this out. We're making this happen. All right. Right now, I can't see any of the questions because there's a pop-up, and I'm just trying to figure this out. And then, all right, maybe it'll just go away if I stop touching it. I don't know. Oh, there it goes. Okay, great. Here we are. You've done 3,300 push-ups this week and literally hundreds of pull-ups. Let's see if I can bring them back. How long do you realistically start to see results? I saw the most change. I saw the most change from when I didn't, work out to after my 2-month mark. I just changed before my eyes within the prison system of making it a routine every day to work out at the same time and eat at the same time. And it was about 2 months the first month in prison where I started just going through full range of motions. I was making gains, but not like I was once I incorporated that half rep. And then once I did that, it was 2 months that I saw a really huge change. But you got to understand, I was beyond mentally focused because in that high stress environment, that's what you do to stay focused. So there was a lot of work now. Don't get rid of my stomach. Hey, I'm not trying to. It just happens. It comes and goes depending on what I eat. It did look a lot better before I started drinking the milk and eating the cereal. And now I have this little bit of pouch right here. I mean, this is the first time in my life I've actually had any sort of abs. And I have to contribute that to not drinking alcohol. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Jack of all trades, my brother Justin has come back. Hello, Justin. I've been using your half rep range over the last month and seeing great progress. Hey, I'm glad. This stuff is fantastic. Thanks for commenting with your experience. Have I ever been to West Virginia? Eat some real deer meat. My grandfather was a big deer hunter, I was raised on this stuff. Love it. I think it's much better if you can catch your own food rather than just buy it. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Do you prefer, let's see. Were you thin growing up? I wasn't fat and I wasn't terribly thin. I think I was just a regular guy. I was generally like 185, 190. But it was a chubby thing, I didn't work out. I was just a regular dude. But in my heroin times, Uh, the lightest I weighed was 136, and that's freaking crazy. You know, I'm talking about, I was a heroin junkie. I didn't I spent 2 winters without heat in my house. It was a bad situation. Is he taking ecstasy? No, why would I be taking ecstasy? Come on. No, I have in the past, right? I mean, growing up, I took it all, but I mean, I don't do anything now. I mean, I do smoke weed, but I've always smoked weed. Um, I find ever since my back injury, when the car hit my back and gave me that slip disc, that that's the only thing that takes down the pain enough where I can not just like go crazy. Because the opiates, all the opiates that they gave me, all of them, it made me so slow. I was like a zombie. I wasn't there mentally. I wasn't there physically. I was, I wasn't there. And then my friends, after I quit all the opiates, I mean, they said, "Hey, it's like you're back. I mean, it's so good to have you back again." And it's like the whole time, the whole opiate phase of my life was just like it was terrible. Let's see. Yeah. Cannabis is medicine. I have a medical card. I'm in a state where it allows it now. But the funny thing is, I went to prison for marijuana, and now I can buy it on any corner. It's crazy. Uh, uh, Okay, positive beliefs. Yes, that I gained in prison that I can apply to the outside. Thank you. Mario, thank you. That's a great question. All right, so I had a life-changing experience in prison. Okay. And you know, if you guys talk, if I talk a lot about the ego because I feel like it's a part of, I mean, it is a part of me, and it's left unchecked. It can be self-destructive. And I've I'm just an animal left unchecked. All right. Now, it's taken me a long time to come to the realization of I need to let the ego go, but I do respect what it has taught me. And it's it is has wound me up and just man, this is a tough one. You know what I mean? So when I was young, money was the most important thing to me. It was uh, the clout of being a drug dealer. It made me feel like I was somebody special. It made me feel like, yeah, I'm the guy to go to. You get your marijuana from me. And I thought that was, you know what it was? It was when I was, the reason why I liked being a drug dealer is because I liked people to like me. Um, I, and it was I felt like they were my friends. They were never my friends, but that's what I felt like when I come down to the real terms about it. My ego wanted to be the man, right? It wanted to be the man, and it was it was very destructive. Um, but thank you about tattoos. Just I don't don't know. I get sidetracked, I guess. I mean, thinking back about this prison stuff, this is a big deal for me. Like I'm reliving it. You know, so, but it's like a healing thing too. Because a lot of it at the time was happening so fast that I didn't have time to stop and think about my situation as I was going through it. And now that I'm rethinking it, it's like, oh, well, this happened and this happened. And I mean, just this realization right now where I said that I was a drug dealer because I liked people to like me, and and when I was a drug addict, what really got me sober was the fellowship of the community of other addicts. It was that, you know, connection with other people that I was so drawn to. And that was a big part of me getting sober as well. And man, uh, so I'm really trying to stay positive here and share some experiences about prison, but it's very easy to bring the vibration down with some of these stories, like if I get sidetracked. And the whole point here is to raise the vibration of as many people as I can. I want your vibration to feel. I want you to be happy. I want you to feel good about who you are. And you can do a lot of this with fitness and self-maintenance and just checking yourself and giving yourself routines and being responsible to these routines. Now, I know a lot of us feel lost, and we need a purpose. Men need a purpose, 100%. That's where a routine comes in. Holding yourself accountable to this routine, whatever it is. I mean, we're all at different levels, but if we start something and we hold ourselves accountable to it, whether it's just eating every day, whether it's drinking water at the same time every day. All of us here are dehydrated. I guarantee none of us drinking enough water. Yeah, no. And there's a lot of things, man. Hey, John, man. John Kafer. Miss you, bro. We used to skate the streets and night together. So many, this is what I did in prison. I talked to other men, talked to them that were depressed, and we got through this thing together. I mean, it's what I did in prison is no different than I'm doing now with you guys. I'm not skipping a beat. I mean, everybody's asking how it's done, right? How it's done, right? Well, this one phrase has really helped me out. Oh man, talk about phrases. Let's talk about phrases. There's so many darn good ones. Now, look at my knuckles, right? Serenity. That serenity prayer, I mean, just listen. It's just a saying, okay? But it's helped me out a lot. It says, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Just listen to the words, okay? If I'm screwed up in my thoughts, what's actually happening? Well, can I change the situation? Yes or no? Okay, I can. Let's change it. Let's make it for the better. Or no, I can't. Okay, so if I can't change it, why am I fretting about the situation right now and causing myself distress? I got to identify that. Why am I feeling this way? So the serenity goes, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, if I'm frustrated and I think about those words and I come down, I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? The situation I'm in right now, this prison and everything, I can't change it. So why am I just physically degrading myself every day with my own thoughts and whatnot. It's got to identify everything and just keep it going, right? Okay, so that little saying's got me through a lot. Okay, that's why it's on my knuckles. Okay, um, another a recent saying that I thought I was helping other people with, but really, I saw a saying and I'm like, oh, this is a great saying. I could help people with this saying. Then I didn't realize it was really meant for me. So the saying goes is, uh, what I truly look for. Wait. The joy I'm looking for lies within the work that I'm avoiding. And when it comes down to it, that's really all it is. It's just like, ah, I want this, but I just don't want to put the work in to do it. So yeah, that one's been getting me lately. It's like every time I thought I just like, oh, this is good. I'll help somebody by telling them that, and then I didn't realize the message was meant for myself. You know, what I'm truly searching for lies within the work that I'm avoiding, and uh, it's just because I'm getting, I don't know, I'm just maybe frustrated. I had a lot of things go on lately. And just been really just thinking a lot. Just thinking a lot. Man, the amount of guys that I left behind there, I feel like, I touched a lot of people's hearts in prison. I helped a lot of people. And they all shook their hands, walked me to the door. Ah, right. So, geez. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with me, right? I get out to the grocery store. I gotta make something happen here. Love you guys. Love all of you. Let's see, how do we turn this off? Come on.